Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back, or welcome to another Bangs audio review. This is going to be a comp video, and this happened actually rather quickly. So, after a little bit of banter on Reddit with someone who actually I eventually had to block because they called me an autistic fentanyl addict because I wouldn't bow to the graphs for them. Anyway, that was the impetus of this. Unfortunately, that person's probably not going to see this, and maybe I really don't care. I don't think I do. But anyway, the argument was that the ARIA 2 from Moondrop and the Kato basically sounded exactly the same. So, what else could I do? I had to do a head-to-head. I had to do an A/B comp for y'all to let you know if that is indeed true, because yeah, they do graph very similarly, like pretty darn close. But does the graph tell the entire story in this case? So let's answer that question. I've had the Kato for a while now. Kato was released in September of 2021. It was one of the first sets that I purchased. It was my first expensive set, we'll put it that way. And yeah, I do have a little bias because it was the first set that really kind of like turned it on for me, I guess you would say. Like, oh wow, this is like IMs can be really, really good. And that was just after like having the S12 Pro, having the D13, and I think this is my third purchase actually, as a matter of fact. It was. So pretty early on in the process. Therefore, sentimental favorite, of course, is going to be the Kato. And I do call it Kato, not Kato, and that's because I'm a Gen Xer, and I know it as Kato because of Kato Kalin of, you know, the infamous O.J. Simpson trial kind of thing. So to me, it's Kato. If it's Kato, apologies. ARIA 2 was released in October of this past year. So 2 years later, 2 years more recently than the Kato was released. They do share quite a few similarities, actually. So let's go through some of those. In the specs, both of these guys are single DD drivers, both 10 millimeters. Difference there, diamond-like carbon, diamond-like diamond-like carbon, and the ARIA is a ceramic dome. So, little difference right there. As far as sensitivity, 123 decibels, 122 decibels. Resistance, 32 ohms, 33 ohms. Wow. Yeah, they're close. And, you know, frequency response, they're saying 10 hertz to 45 kilohertz here, and they are saying 20 to 20, or actually no, 16 hertz to 22 kilohertz here. So functionally, that's still 20 to 20, right? More or less what we can hear anyway, because we're not dogs or bats or whatever else here's ultra high frequency. Far as what they come with, well, the ARIA 2 does come with, I believe, this is a 4.4 included, unless my friend, I mean, it looks so well matched, I can't imagine it would be any different. Actually, it might be. It is modular. So, 3.5, 4.4 advantage to the ARIA 2 on that. The Kato came with a 3.5 very nice cable, which I think I might have accidentally given away with a set of IMs, possibly the Jazeer Clear that I sent to Jacob. So enjoy that. But luckily I had another Moondrop, actually two more Moondrop cables on hand. So this is the line T, which I found to be probably a little bit more, you know, comparable to the cable that comes with the ARIA 2. I also have the line K. The line K is like massively thick braided, like 18,000 wire core. Anyway, didn't seem like it was going to be fair. So cases are comparable in quality, not in shape. but they're nice. Oh, there's the 3.5. And, you know, tips, spring tips, etc., etc. So this isn't really an unboxing, it's a comp. And just to assure you folks that they did get equal treatment, they are both tested on 4.4s, okay? They are both tested with TRI Clarion tips, size large, in both ears, because they actually fit nicely. Don't have to alternate the sizes on those. And of course they were given the same test tracts, A and B, and B and A, and A and B, and B and A, right on down the line. So they got the full gamut from classical to jazz to rock to pop to R&B, hip hop, K-pop. Yeah, still rocking it. Metal, of course. You know, hard rock, instrumental, opera. They got the full treatment. I was actually just really enjoying the heck out of doing this, because for as many similarities that they have enough differences that it's notable, which is really pretty cool. One of them was a clear winner, and that is not taking price into consideration, but just a clear, better performing IEM, which I will reveal to you at the end. It's just some things to go over. I had to make notes, so pardon me for reading some, but you know, there was a lot to keep track of. Notes on the ARIA: gets points for style because its treble is just a little bit tamer than the Kato. On the other end of that, the Kato has more detailed and extended treble, noticeably so. So that also gives it a more immersive soundstage, or head stage, as I now like to call it. So advantage to the Kato on that. If you're treble sensitive, ARIA 2. If you don't mind a little extra treble energy there because of what it brings along performance-wise, Kato, right? I would say both sets do have the sort of drawback of getting a little bit shouty in the pinna gain, in the ear gain, that 2 to 3K area of frequency response. The ARIA 2 less so because the treble is safer, but there were certain points, certain songs with certain things going on that when it was, you know, in that 2 to 3K range of frequency, I've heard better sets than both of them. I've heard sets handle that better than both of them. That being said, it wasn't a huge flaw. It wasn't like I've got to take these out of my ears kind of flaw. It was just something that I noted along the way in certain areas on certain tracks. Let's see. What else? There's a whole bunch of check marks on here. And then a whole bunch of notes afterwards. I would say this. This is going to be my conclusion, so I'm going to just spit it out, okay? Neither set is a need to go out and buy right now. Neither one of them is. Both sets are outperformed by less expensive sets. But the ARIA 2 does not outperform the Kato. The ARIA 2 actually isn't really close to the Kato in sound quality, technical performance. And I know I'm going to catch hell for that. And I get it. You know, the ARIA 2 is newer. The graph looks the same. Listen, what I hear is what I hear. And what I hear from the ARIA 2 is that its style is good, but its energy is not good. It is kind of a dull set. Like, it's kind of boring. It doesn't really give a lot of life to what is playing through it. On the other hand, the Kato does. Now, the Kato is definitely peaky in the treble. Like, it definitely can pick up that. It's not sibilant, but it could be fatiguing for long listening sessions for some people. So that's not perfect either. Neither of the sets are perfect. Not even close. But if I run down the list and count up the check marks, it's almost 2-to-1 from Kato over the ARIA 2. Like literally. Like twice as many songs sounded better on the Kato. In fact, almost all on the second page. Zero chance, Soundgarden. ARIA 2 had zero chance to win. Basically, that's the truth. And again, apologies if that pisses you off. I'm not trying to piss anybody off. I'm not saying that either of these sets are bad. Okay? They're both good sets. They're just both kind of, I don't know. Neither set is going to win any awards at this point. I think the Kato was pretty well received on its release. I think the ARIA 2 people wanted to believe was like basically the second coming of the Kato because it was $100 less expensive. Okay, I get that. I get wanting something to be true and having it actually be true are two different things. And the ARIA 2 is not the Kato. It's just not. Pure and simple. In a perfect world, ARIA 2 would be about $50 because I think that the Truthier Zero Red, the Critical collab, absolutely beats this, like trounces it almost. Just better energy, better details, better kind of everything. In a perfect world, the Kato would be about 120. Maybe a little bit less than that even. And if you want to get one for $123.49, Apos Audio has a used like new condition mirror silver Moondrop Kato on sale for $123.49 right now. I would buy that for $123.49. I would not buy it for $189 again. If I'd known what I was doing 8 months ago, I probably wouldn't have bought it to start with. But I did. And at the end of the day, this is the one I want to leave in my ears. This is the one that I want to listen to. In fact, I was really kind of enjoying the heck out of it. By the end of the comp, it was so clear to me how much better the Kato is than the ARIA 2. Like, I just didn't want to stop listening to this. I'm like, well, I haven't listened to it in a while. It sounds really, really good. I'm like, yeah, okay. It's boring. It's competent. It is not flawed. It's just boring as shit. So, anyway. But that's fine, because honestly, sometimes you want a background set. This is a good background set. It just shouldn't be a $90 background set. It should be a $50 background set. Okay? Perfect world, $50. Perfect world, maybe $110. Neither of those things are true at this point. Keep your eye out for discounted Kato prices coming up, because I don't know. I did an Amazon search and Kato 2 came up. There was no product under it, but it just like, is that really going to be a thing? Interesting. If it does become a thing, you'll probably find discounts on this on brand new Katos coming down the line for, pretty substantial, I would guess. As far as the ARIA 2 goes, it's a skip for me. And I'm not going to miss it when it goes back home, because it was a loaner set. But this is not one that I'm just like, oh, I gotta go get that. It just isn't. So, well, there you go. There's honesty for you guys. Because this is a comp video, and because I'm really biased, and because I think both of these are overpriced, I'm not going to include any affiliate links to purchase these, because honestly, in good conscience, I would not feel comfortable making a commission off of an affiliate link for either one of these sets. Just, I'm not going to do it. But they are available in several places. So, Amazon obviously has both. Linsole, my fave, they've got them. Hi-Fi Go, another fave. I'm sure that they've got them. It's Moondrop, so they're going to be just about everywhere. Shenzhen, Apos, Amazon, just not recommended to buy them at their current going price for a brand new set. Yeah, watch for discounts. I don't see a discount happening on the ARIA 2 anytime soon. Maybe AliExpress on the next sales cycle. You can get them, closer to $50 or $60. but I wouldn't pay more than that for them. And are they as good as the Kato? No. To make that absolutely 100% clear, in my A to B comp, all morning for 4.5 hours, it was clear that the Kato is a much, much better IM. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for tuning in. That's going to wrap it. Be careful, be safe, be nice. Take care, guys. Nothing but peace to you. Love y'all. Bye.